Good day, YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about why you should join the Air Force, at the same time why you shouldn't join the Air Force. So let's begin with the most traditional answer is to serve our country, our United States. That's a great way of actually doing it, because when you join the Air Force, you will get your job, you will be trained, you will go where the Air Force tells you to go. Yes, we have some type of input, and sometimes it happens on where we want to go. Sometimes it doesn't. I wanted to go to Europe. The Air Force sent me to Alabama. I wanted to go to Hawaii. It was number 8 on my list. I got to go to Hawaii. It just happens sometimes it doesn't. So it is a great way of serving our nation. The other thing is my father-in-law served his country in the United States Army, and he did so at a different time when he was drafted back during the Vietnam War in 1966, 1967. He had no choice, but he met the challenge and the request of our great nation and went and did what he had to in the United States Army. The other thing to look at it, there's many ways to look at why you should join the Air Force, and that's what I'll begin with, and then I'll get to why you shouldn't join the Air Force. When I was in Los Angeles, I was 23 years old, and I remember thinking I should have joined the Air Force when I was 20, when I first thought about it, but I didn't because I was in college. Well, I got kicked out of a university, and I said, I need to get out of Los Angeles, and I need to do something with my life, even if it's for 4 years. And that was my intention when I joined the Air Force, was to do 4 years, do a little bit of traveling, get some discipline, and go back to Los Angeles. Luckily, I changed my mind because that was the best thing that I could have done for my family and for myself. It's a way to get a job, get you out of whatever situation you are in, whether it's positive, whether it's not positive, and do something for 4 or 6 years, depending on how many years you come in for at the beginning of your tour. I did 4 years, and then I changed my mind. I was a good person when I was 22, 23 years old. I just needed discipline, and I needed a vision, and I didn't know how to do it on my own because I had tried, and I tried unsuccessfully. Discipline's another reason. I talked about it gives you a job, a steady paycheck on the 1st and the 15th. It gives you training as well. If you want to become a member of a great team, the Air Force is a great team. It's not perfect. A perfect team does not exist, in my opinion. So I'll say that up front. The Air Force is a great team, but it's not perfect. If you like to travel, maybe you should join the Air Force. That was one of the reasons as well for me. When I went through basic training, I remember meeting 50 young guys who were in my flight. And I got to meet a lot of them and have conversations with them. And I got to hear why people joined, why other people joined the Air Force. It could be because, like I said, serve our nation, get a job, get some training. Some people said, I don't have money for college, so I couldn't afford college, and they wanted some of those benefits, the educational benefits, which are incredible in the Air Force, whether you go active duty or reserve or guard. That's another reason, is join, do your time, get out, go to school, and do what it is that you want to do. There are many reasons to join the Air Force. So you may have to, if you're watching this video, it's because you're probably thinking, why should I join the Air Force or another branch or go to college and not do the military? How about let's talk about some reasons on why you shouldn't join the Air Force. And that is because you don't like, let's say, structure. However, I think structure is a good thing, and structure exists also in the civilian world. Sometimes I've heard people say, I don't want to join the military or the Air Force because I don't want the government to own me. I disagree with that. The Air Force is going to tell you what to do, but it's not like they're there all the time. Yes, they're there physically, but you have a life. I have a life. I've been in 20 years, active and reserve, and I do my job, I live my own life after work. Could they call you? Yes, they can call you at any time. We're on call all the time. So that is something that you have to think about if you want to join the Air Force or the military in general. Do you mind being on call? It's, one of those things that it comes with the job. Don't join because you are afraid of going into harm's way. Then you're going to go most likely into harm's way at some point if you deploy. However, here's how I look at that. With so many things happening even here in the U.S., something can happen to us today. So it can happen here, it can happen there, it can happen anywhere. It is, are you at the wrong place at the wrong time? It's just sometimes destiny, unfortunately, because there are a lot of things that are going on here in the U.S. So what about teamwork? Do you like teamwork? If the answer is yes, then the Air Force is a great way to work with the team to get the job done. Or are you independent in the sense that you prefer to work by yourself? You can still do that in the Air Force, but you are also going to be a part of a team, and you're going to have to work it out, even when it comes to working with people that you could care less about for whatever reason, whether it's professional, whether it's you think they don't like you, or you don't like them, vice versa. Another thing is, let's say, are you ready for a commitment of 4 to 6 years, an initial commitment of 4 to 6 years? If the answer is no, then most likely the Air Force or the military isn't for you. So those are some of the things that I wanted to bring up. Why you should join the Air Force, why you shouldn't join the Air Force. Everybody's different, I'm aware of that. And what I will say is that you have to do some internal thinking and do what is best for you, in the sense that the Air Force is an option. It's not the only option. But for me, speaking from experience, 20 years, it made the difference, because I came in needing discipline, I got it. Needing a vision, I got it. Needing education to complete, I finished it. I have a pension down the road when I retire. Either it's going to be an active duty retirement or a reserve retirement. I'm investing by choice. You can invest on the outside as well. But I love being a part of the Air Force team that is not perfect, that I can go to any base worldwide, speak with someone about the job, how we get it done, be instant teammates, and get that job done. For me, it works. You think about, do what's best for yourself as well, and also consider other branches if you are thinking about joining the military, because people's strengths and weaknesses are different. People's interests are different. So you have to do what's best for yourself. That's just another great choice that we have, or great option in our lives. You take care.